Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and the class of 2023, I want to begin by expressing my gratitude to the Carbondale Area Administration and School Board for extending me the opportunity to be your commencement speaker. It's a true honor that I stand before you today. First and foremost, congratulations, class of 23. You did it, and you deserve a round of applause. But you didn't do it on your own. To the parents, grandparents, guardians, and those who played an integral role in your success, your unwavering support and guidance should not go unnoticed, and you too deserve recognition and applause. But don't think you're off the hook yet. Your job description has just changed slightly. They'll still need you, and I encourage you to support your graduates' dreams, as wild and fantastic as they may seem. Let them learn, let them fail, and be there as a judgment-free support system. I speak from experience, as I tend to dive into ventures headfirst. And my parents and my grandparents, they were always there to support me, from lemonade stands to opening a music venue. Now they may have vocalized their concerns a time or two, sometimes very loudly, but at the end of the day, they were always my biggest cheerleaders. I'd also like to thank my wife, Amanda, who has shown nothing but constant support every step of my journey. She puts up with a lot, and if she were Catholic, she'd probably be a candidate for sainthood. Finally, our son, Joey. Just knowing that everything I'm building is for him gives me the drive to put in the long hours and extra effort. It's really hard to believe that it's been 20 years almost since I've been standing right here on the stage where you guys were. And let me tell you that as honored as it is to be here, I'm equally almost as surprised. You see, I was not a straight A student. I especially struggled in math. In 7th grade, my math teacher used to actually hold up my test in the front of the room as an example of what not to do. To the teachers in attendance right now, I don't really recommend that as a tactic. Thankfully, a few special teachers really leaned into my strengths. Mrs. Mazzara sparked my love for English and writing and Bruce Springsteen. And Mr. Kairos gave me a deeper understanding for history and politics and servant leadership, while Mrs. Osborne saw a kid doodling in MS Paint in the back of a classroom and made me the editor of the newspaper here at Carbondale Area, which ignited a love for communications that lasts until today. Teachers, you have the hardest job in the world and the most important at the same time. And none of us make it easy on you. I recognize that. But despite the constant headwinds from society as a whole, you show up every day for these kids, and we are all immensely in your debt. I don't think it's said enough, but thank you for all that you do, and you deserve a round of applause as well. To the graduates, I can't tell you who my commencement speaker was at either of my graduations, and I don't remember a thing they said. But I do remember every teacher that had an impact in my life. Now, I'm not going to bore you by recounting my biography that I didn't know Mr. Farrell was going to read, so I apologize for that. And I'm not here to brag about any successes. But I will tell you that I'm living proof that you can do anything if you work hard and want it bad enough. I wasn't sure if I was going to graduate from college, if I had what it took. Now I'm the director of communications for one. And I have zero musical ability, but thousands of people come out to my shows every weekend. So if you believe in yourself, you can find a way to turn your dreams into reality. Now, at the college that I work at, I listen to commencement speeches every single year. And I promised myself that if I ever was given the chance to give one, it wouldn't be self-aggrandizing and it would be short and brief. So I promise you guys I'm wrapping up here. But I would simply like to offer you guys 5 pieces of advice that have helped me along my journey. Number 1, be kind. As a music guy, I couldn't make it through this speech without quoting at least one lyric. Frank Turner has a great line that I often reflect on. He says, in a world that has decided to lose its mind, be more kind, my friends. Try to be more kind. And I cannot encourage you enough to lean into kindness. The notion that nice guys finish last is a fallacy. If you practice kindness at a pure level, not in a performative sense, and not because you expect to get something in return, you will always win in the long run. From a completely practical standpoint, if you always try to do the right thing, good things will eventually come to you in return. Number 2, never stop learning. I encourage you to continue learning for the rest of your life. Don't let that end right here. It's not just, and this isn't just coming from the guy who works at a college, but for some of you, higher education may be the right choice. For others, it may be an apprenticeship, military service, or on-the-job training. There's no wrong way to learn. In many instances, you can learn more on YouTube, more on Skillshare than you could in a college classroom. Find an avenue that works for you and never stop learning. Now, that being said, if any of you guys haven't made your decision yet and you're looking for a great college in central Pennsylvania, come see me afterwards and we'll see what we could do, all right? Number 3, seek happiness, not money. You can't put a price tag on happiness. Some of the most wealthy and successful people that I know are the most broken and unhappy people that I know. At the same time, some of the happiest friends that I have are working 2 part-time jobs just to be able to play guitar in the corner of a smoky bar on the weekend for a handful of people. Figure out what you need in life to make you happy and work towards that, not towards a salary range. I've turned down multiple job opportunities that would have put me in a more lucrative financial situation because that would have stripped away my ability to be creative and connect with people, and that's what makes me happy. For some of you, happiness may be a 60-hour work week and a 6-figure salary. For others, it may be volunteering with underprivileged youth, trying to make a real change. There's no wrong answer. Number 4, failure is your friend. I've learned more from any of my failures than I ever have from my biggest wins. Listen, you're going to fail in your life at some point. It's inevitable. And that's why I'm a little torn on the concept of participation trophies. Why you shouldn't feel shame for not winning. Losing is real, and we need to learn how to deal with that and use it to our advantages. Many of my success stories have resulted from my ability to not allow a temporary setback to derail my vision. Remember that no failure is a permanent roadblock unless you allow it to be. Allow your setbacks to serve as an opportunity to sharpen your skills and become better. Number 5, this one's the most important. Never, ever forget where you came from. You should all consider yourself lucky to have grown up in Carbondale, Pennsylvania. It's truly something to be proud of. You may not see it now, but I hope that someday you'll wear it like a badge of honor. There's an inherent grit that those of us who come from here carry with us wherever we go. And as you venture out in the world, you'll learn that the bonds that you've made here, the experiences that you've had, and the life lessons that you learned are uniquely Carbondale. This town has shaped everything about my life. And I'm grateful for every lesson that it taught me. And my little brother likes to tell my mother, Joseph's street smart, but I'm actually smart. And that's pretty true. He's one of the smartest guys I know. But I attribute that to the lessons that I learned here in Carbondale, in this school and in this town. And I just want you all to remember that no matter where you go, you're Carbondale tough. And never forget that. Thank you, and best of luck, class of 2023.